Look at your face.
We haven't. We're all acid.
Oh, hi, Jazz.
Hello.
You new MU. How are you?
Is that
Look,
me?
so we've got a new district manager and we have a new area manager. How good's this? Mum and daughter. So I know, Jazz, you just got back from doing 2 coffee chats today. Is that right? Yeah. So I know you haven't been prepped for anything, and I know you just jumped on last second, but I want to ask you a question as well. So, and then you might be able to go off and pack for your trip to Bali.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I'll start with Ari. I know you come from a business background. You know, you own one of the biggest massage companies in New Zealand, and you know business. But I want to know, when you joined Arbonne, this is the 3rd month and you've gone area, so that's super quick. And people watch you and go, "How did you do that?" Like, it's very rare to do it so quickly. And I want to know, what have you learned about going DM very quick? It's extremely quick. What have you learned on your journey in only 3 months?
Well, there is so much to learn, and staying connected to Outline is really crucial. I've also learned that you don't need to know everything. And it's just jumping in there and doing it, and learning along the way, but that staying connected to Upline is just everything.
Yeah. And I'll go into that a little bit later. But I want to ask you, one thing that I know about you is your belief. And not just your belief in this business, but your heart is so big, and your belief in everything that you do. But I want to know, how much do you think belief had a play in you building such a big team in a short amount of time?
Well, I mean, in anything you do, you have to totally believe in it for it to be authentic. And I totally believe in this opportunity. Once I got it and I got the product on my face, I mean, the belief was there. And I 100% am passionate about helping others. So, when I'm given this opportunity, and the belief in the opportunity that it can really help other people, when that comes together, that's just magic.
And you're all about helping others. You've always have been.
I mean,
Yeah,
why wouldn't I share this opportunity? That's the question. It's just, why wouldn't I?
I love it. I love it. Jazz, congratulations, by the way, for getting district manager. Well done.
Thank you.
So just a quick question for you. You're a mum, you work full time, and you got district in 2 months. So I really want to know, so you're super busy. How do you fit Arbonne into the nooks and crannies of your life? So what's your daily grind? What does it look like?
My daily grind, my goodness. Yeah, I work quite a lot in my day job. So yeah, we leave home at 6:30. Tonight I got home at 9. So it is hard. I'm going to be realistic. It's not easy, but kind of like Mum said, I really believe in it. And I guess for me, when it gets hard, that's why I'm doing it, so that it doesn't always have to be hard. Because at the moment, young mum living in Auckland, I've got a 4-year-old, we're planning a wedding, I want to have more kids. Um, this is why I do it. This is, when I don't have a whole lot of time and I want it, that hour a day that I've got, I want to use it wisely, and Arbonne's wise for me. But yeah, I guess things that have helped me get to where I am, I guess, which is really weird, is staying consistent. So being realistic about the time that I've got, using it wisely, and making sure with whomever I've talked to, don't just talk to them once and leave it and leave them hanging. Realize what they need, and just remaining consistent. So if they say they love something, don't go, oh great, here it is, do it yourself. Kind of help them and coach them and provide them in the things that they need. And yeah, just realizing that every conversation is an opportunity. That's what I've realized at work. In my day-to-day, when people are asking me what I'm doing in the weekend, I tell them that I'm doing Arbonne. Like, I tell them that I'm making women feel amazing, and most of the time they want to be a part of that, because who doesn't want to feel amazing? And yeah, as a mum, just keep going. Like, remember when it's really hard, like tonight, I'm going to Bali on Wednesday morning, and I've got so much to do. I'm planning my wedding. And yeah, after all of it tonight, I come back and I think, okay, I'm on this pod because I know that, in 3 years' time, I've got these goals. And this is where I want to invest my time, because I want my family to look amazing in 3 years' time and be different from what it is now. Yeah.
I'm looking at Kim and she's getting all emotional, and I've got a ball in my throat too, because I know how much this means to you, Jazz. And isn't it amazing, like you just mentioned having an hour a day, and you got to DM like on an hour a day, and we're so thrilled with that 15 minutes of power, or however many times a week you can do it. But Jazz, your hour a day has basically changed your life, or is changing your life.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's crazy.
Like, I'm realistic, and I guess I don't have time to lock in every single day and spend a huge amount of time every day, but when I do, I make sure that I'm using it. Like, yeah. And if I don't have time one day, I make sure I catch up the next to stay plugged in. Yeah.
Look at that, proud mum.
Yeah. Sorry. I learned something today at work, which I thought was pretty amazing. And it said, you will never accomplish great things with small goals. Dream big. And so I'm like, yeah, I always limit myself to a box. If I don't do that, who knows what will happen. Yeah.
I love you, Jazz. Such a beautiful yeah. Yeah, she's all right, isn't she? We'll keep her. Ari, so you have built a massive team, and one thing I know, just to give you guys a little bit of background on Ari, I was trying to count earlier today. I don't know if I did a good job or not, but I think you're around 10 wide and about 3 deep. Around that? Yeah. Okay, so I want to know you actually went area in less than 3 months. So you went halfway through the month, and Kim and I suspect that you don't know that there's 30 or 31 days in a month, and we didn't really want to tell you. But there are 30 or 31 days in a month. They're not 20. Just to FYI.
Kristen, don't tell her that. Don't tell her.
But I want to know, with 10 wide, 3 deep, what does your calendar look like?
Yeah, it's pretty busy. I mean, the first, couple of months, I kind of looked at things and went, oh, holy heck, how am I gonna do this? And I think that, a lot of it has been invested into the team, and just plugging in up and then coaching down, and getting downline to plug into upline, and learning on the way. And my team have been really patient with me because I've given them some crap information sometimes. But we're also new, and so there's a lot of understanding that goes on. But in spite of that, in spite of that, the goals are forefront, the whys are forefront, and we're all running for that, and just keeping that as key.
Yeah. Jodie's saying we need to keep you thinking that there's 20 days in a month, so I'll just put my foot in it. So one thing I want to know, and I know that there's a heap of people in Mattins Nation that are you know, have prospects in New Zealand. And I want to know what verbiage you use to approach your prospects. Are you using verbiage like a ground floor opportunity, or are you going through a different angle? How do you approach for business?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are at a ground floor level, and there's an urgency on that. Because we're perfectly positioned to go hard and fast. And what I've learned is that, I mean, with this amazing opportunity, people are going to be approached. So why not by me? Why not by us? It's really important to do it while you're thinking about it, because somebody's going to approach them. So it might as well be us, and within our sphere of influence. So you don't want to leave that up to somebody else that's doing it. You want to be the one that's doing it. In saying that, you know, people have told me, oh, it's kind of saturated in Australia, etc. But I was there a couple of weeks ago, and I met 4 people in the Gold Coast. I met the person who did my hair that had never heard of Arbonne. I was walking through, it was a Pacific Fair, and I was stopped by somebody in the middle of the mall that was promoting skincare, and I said, thank you for your sample, have you heard of Arbonne? And she hadn't. The woman who came to give me a massage while I was there, she'd never heard of Arbonne. And a friend that I hooked up with, she'd never heard of it. So it's been in your country for 10 years, but it is nowhere near saturation. I mean, if I'm a visitor to your country and I can meet 4 people who have not heard about it, you know. But we are in a perfect position to go hard and fast.
Yeah, I love that. So one thing, just to try and help us Aussie consultants, how do you cope with being in a different country, and myself and all our coaches in Australia, how do you cope with all of that? Like how you know, you're coaching, you're on pods all the time, but coming from you, how are you coping?
Yeah, I mean, technology is amazing. We're in the age of instant contact, and in Matins Nation, there is always somebody available, which is just beautiful. So whenever I have a question or needed something, I mean, I've been able to contact yourself or Jodie or Lynn or Kimberly, which has been fantastic. And even lately, I've started putting questions up on the Team Vision website, and have been getting a variety of responses from my sister lines, which has really helped. So there's in this global opportunity, there's really no excuses.
Yeah, and can I just butt in here?
Sure.
Yeah, amongst, you know, university, Arbonne University, Matins Nations, The Source, and all of the amazing women in the business, there's so many resources that, yeah, it's like, yeah, there's no reason why you can't have that information at your fingertips all the time. I'm really loving that part of Arbonne. It's great.
Awesome. So, sorry, I have to do it. So don't you love that Kim and Lynn and Jodie are all there for us?
Come on.
Kimberly is such a good leader, I know. But what's the word on the street? What's the word on the streets? Can you help us? You know, we want to keep approaching our prospects in New Zealand. What tips have you got for us in terms of culture or our verbiage or anything like that? What have you got for us?
Yeah, oh, look, just do it, because if you have a relationship, I mean, Kiwis, and I guess this is global, you know, we're just inundated with spam. So the cold contact, send a random email, send a random Facebook message, doesn't really sit well, and I've already met people who've received that, and that's not really sitting well. But if you have a relationship with someone, or you know someone over there who knows somebody here, is just such a great way to connect with us. And we do love opportunities, and we like to be first, as you know from our rugby team.
That's the end of the interview. That's it. I've had enough.
So start with, I love the All Blacks. products. You could start with
So we talk about coming first in football, and not for much longer, mind you. But anyway, how does it feel to be one of the first New Zealand area managers?
You know what, Chris, honestly, I haven't really thought about it in those terms. I don't even feel like a trailblazer, because all I'm doing is I'm just walking in the footsteps of the likes of, you know, Kimberly and Jodie and Lynn and yourself. So I haven't really, that hasn't settled in with me yet. Mind you, if that happens with the Merc, ask me then. That could be a different story.
I'll be over there when that happens. Awesome. Well, I'm going to open up for questions, Ari. So if you have a question, unmute yourself. Yeah, Jodie, we'll all be there for that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that party. I've already got the venue in mind.
Ari, can I please ask a question? I talked a little bit before you jumped on about the fact that you had no interest in the business, but it was actually hearing from people who were already successful that had done the business that got you over the line. Can you just talk about how important it is to get people to those types of events, to meet people like you?
I think that it's very important to do that, especially if you already have a relationship with them. And this is a relationship business, so relationship is key. And I mean, I went because of Kristen, and I went to support her, and I heard something there that that really resonated with me, and that got me over the line.
Do you want to share that, hun? Is that the Ian Pritchard? Is that what you're talking about?
Ian Pritchard, yeah. I didn't think I had a snobby bone in my body, but that kind of shone a spotlight on a fault that I did have a bit of a snobby bone, like, you know, I know everything, I've got a business, you know, I've done this, blah, blah, blah. But seeing somebody that was already successful in his own field, that they weren't above looking at an opportunity like this, really did something for me.
So, can I ask a question? Okay. Congratulations to you both, by the way. I've been having a few mushy moments while you're speaking. Yes, you can do it to me every time, girlfriend. Anyway, Ari, can you talk about the fact that yet you were very, very busy, but how did you organize yourself? And I think I'm kind of gearing towards, you know, keeping it simple. I think that we often tend to complicate it, those of us that have been in the business for a while. Can you kind of elaborate on how you did that? And I don't want to put words in your mouth.
In terms of my busy schedule and fitting this in?
Yeah, well, not necessarily. Yeah, you could talk about that because everybody's busy. But the fact is that, you know, and I think maybe even Allie can talk some of this also, is the fact is not complicating this and thinking that, like you said, Ari, you didn't need to know everything. And that's often resistance that will come in with a consultant when they'll go, oh, I need to know all about the products, or, oh, I need to know all about the system.
Yeah. Okay. Well, number one, I tried the products and I love them. That's not complicated. And number two, I saw this as a great opportunity, so I'll share it. So before I even got my full-size samples, I had 5 people ready to go, because I rang them and I said to them, I just tried this amazing product. It's really good. It's a great opportunity that's coming to New Zealand. You know what? We could make some money from this. We could share this. And I haven't got products yet, but when they come, do you want to try them? And that was it. That was it. Yeah.
Kim, do you want to share, honey, what you found?
I actually just want to touch a little bit on the system, just to follow on from that, Lynn, because I don't want to take away from Ari at the moment, but I had a bit of an epiphany when I got there, and I was training people in 5 days was all I had with Ari and everyone over there. To be able to impart on them enough for them to be able to then run their businesses, it was at that point in time that I went, oh my gosh, the system that we have is so amazing. And I think as I came in and was able to show that to Ari, and she is so coachable and she has just duplicated that throughout her entire team, the system has made such a huge difference. So I'd just love to hear what you think about the system, how you're finding it to use, how you're finding that New Zealanders are finding just that activity level within the system, Ari.
Yeah. And to be perfectly honest, Kim, I think that with Kiwis, we have a saying that we're number 8 wire, which means that we can just slap anything together and just create something from anything that we creatively do. So in terms of using a system, in terms of coaching that out, that has probably been one of the challenges, because what I had to learn was actually it's already all there and it's very simple. And I was that at first, saying I don't want to do this or this or this, I don't think that it's necessary. And then very quickly just saw the value in it and the beauty of it. And so it's coaching that out to everyone else to say, you know what, I know we're creative, I know we like to do things our way, but these women have created the footprints, and if we just step in them, it would make our lives so much easier.
And I think of an example to that, like Ari, when I was in a cattle property with one of your team members, a flight and a 2-hour drive from you, we were working off the same page, and she had done first steps. She had used the Swiss Beauty Workshop presentation. She knew where to print her customer care forms. So we're all working off the same page, and it's so much easier to just pick up from where you left off and coach and train someone who's remote. And without that website, it would be really difficult to give people the tools they need to be successful. So everyone's working so well with that system.
Right. I think I've been lost.
Yeah, something's happening with my phone too, Kim, if you want to take over.
Oh, can I just ask one thing? When you were actually at the Discover Arbonne and you heard Ian Pritchard speak, what was it that actually made you look up and take notice? What did he actually say that made you just go, that you just stopped and just listened?
I think that his story really helped me. And that I saw him as somebody who was in business and didn't actually feel like they needed this opportunity. And I was feeling the same way. I was feeling like, well, you know, my life is pretty sweet at the moment, so I'm just sitting here to support her. But when I saw somebody that felt the same way that I did, yet still ran with it, I thought, well, maybe I should start listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions tonight for Ari? If you've got any prospects in New Zealand, now's a great time to ask any of those questions. Ari, actually, maybe I'll ask this question because this is something I get asked often. In Australia, there's a preconceived notion of what network marketing is, and I think that companies like Arbonne are starting to redefine them. But do you mind just letting us know if there's a preconceived notion in New Zealand about network marketing, just so that we're prepared and we're armed to be able to deal with those objections if people do come up against them, if we've got prospects there?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like in the 90s, we were hit hard by network marketing. And I would have to say that this would be the third opportunity that I've been involved in. And I think that, yeah, people of my generation and probably 10 years younger can be a bit sceptical. But when I talk to them about network marketing, I tell them that this is a word of mouth, direct sales company, and that people will not get this off the shelf. They can only get it from people like myself, which is fantastic because it just cuts out all the retail competition. And so people tend to understand that, and also just talking them through the the whole the benefits, etc., and also the system is really helpful.
Yeah.
I went to see. I have been in to see a couple of stores, and so they were the most resistant. But when I talked to them and I said, hey, if you could have your customers order online, pay online, and have the services delivered directly to them, and you might lose them as a walk-in-the-door client, but you would keep them as a product sale, would that be attractive to you? And the answer is always, well, yeah, we haven't got the overheads, we haven't got the staff costs, we haven't got the product stocking, all those benefits. So it opens the door more to the whole idea of network marketing, direct selling, word of mouth businesses.
I think that we can all listen to Ari and understand why she's doing so amazing in her business, because the professionalism she has when she talks about the business raises that bar for everyone. So, Ari, can you just explain to us, as far as support, I know that you've always had one of us coming over. So Kristen was over first, I came over next, Lynn was over and did some training with you, and Jodie was just over a week ago. Can you just explain to us, because that's not the same level of support that other teams are getting, because you're meeting quite a lot of other teams along the way. Can you just explain how you feel that that's actually benefiting you and your team, having the support and the culture of our of our nation?
I think Jez and I are about to cry. I'm glad our camera's not showing. The support, the support has just been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And after Kristen was over here, and then followed very quickly by you, Kimberly and Lynn. After getting to know you, I had absolutely no plans of going to AAC. Set in concrete in my mind was, no, I have to make money in this business, and I've said it to Kristen. So I have to make money first, and the business has to pay for it before I start jumping on planes and hopping overseas. But the relationship that you women had built, I just turned to Graham and said, I just want to be there to hang out with these really cool chicks. Like, I just have to go to be with them. And then, of course, the conference was a massive bonus. But that support is just nowhere else. It really isn't.
And Ari, to put on top of that, I know I go on about the support, but isn't it fantastic? Like, we've got Kim, who's the RVP now, we've got Jodie that goes over, we've got Lynn, but we've also got sidelines. Like, Megan was there, and I forgot to mention her at the speech I did the other night, but Megan and Celeste goes, and these girls are just doing whatever they can to help as well. So it's not just us, it's our sister lines as well, and I don't think any other nation has that. So thanks, Megan, as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the sister nations are, coming over to AAC and meeting all the people that we have been, connecting with through Facebook, etc. And just to touch them and be with them was just incredible. And I just cannot say enough about that.
Okay. Kim, if you want to wrap up, or if anyone else has got something to say or something to ask, because my reception is stopping and starting.
Guys, now's a really good time to ask. Like, we have an area manager from New Zealand, so if you may not even know somebody right now, but you may meet somebody tomorrow that is going to link you to New Zealand. So if you've got any questions whatsoever about New Zealand, now is a fantastic time to ask, because Ari's available.
If we did have someone that we know over New Zealand, like, I'm in Wagga, I'm like in the middle of Australia, and in the middle of nowhere. So like, would you be willing to help me out if I, you know, found someone over there? Like, how do I, like, you know, for the connection, so that I can't just get on a plane and go there. So I was just wondering whether you would be open to that.
Yeah, well, you know what, Lynn and Kimberly, when they were over here, and Jodie, I mean, they were so open to connecting everybody together, whether or not it was financially beneficial, and they've coached that out, which is so important. And if ever I'm, you know, running an event or anything, I would be more than happy to help anyone. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. So could you just let us know when you're doing that so we can, like, share it?
On that note, Leanne, you know, like we were talking about the relationships, if it's a contact that you have, I truly believe it's best for you to make that initial contact. And Zoom calls are so powerful because they get to see your face and talk to you just like they're in the next room. And, you know, I've got 2 consultants in New Zealand that are nowhere near Ari. They're in New Plymouth or something miles away, but we can still connect via Zoom and support that way, and even do launches via Zoom as well. So definitely if she's near someone else in the team, they can do trainings and things. But when people are distant, make sure you make regular, like weekly Zoom calls with them to make them feel connected to you if you're the person they know.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
And just know as well, Leanne, sorry, Ari, I didn't mean to cut you off, but we're all planning, like, you know, we're going to be over there supporting Ari and Kathy and everyone else, everyone's sister lines as well. So we'll make sure that you guys all have plenty of notice if we're doing a Discover Argon. And if we're over there, like if I'm over there, for example, or Lynn's over there, or anyone's over there, we're always going to be open to meeting people on your behalf. So that's open for everyone within the whole nation. We're going to let you guys know if we're heading over and what our movements are.
Thank you.
All right, well, if there's no more questions, then I'd really love to just thank Kristen. Kristen, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Like, amazing, great information that you just asked for Ari just then. Ari and Jazz, thank you guys so, so much for just sharing that. We're all so new to New Zealand, so this has just been amazing, the fact that we have had you that can share some light. You've got such a business mind. You talk about the business like you've been doing it for 15 years, not 3 months. So thank you so much for that as well. Thank you everyone for jumping on tonight, and thank you for everyone that supported this whole entire New Zealand team throughout their journey as well. So it's amazing. We're just so proud.
And for you to stay up, you know, it's nearly 11 o'clock at night. They stayed up so they could do it at our normal odd time at 8 o'clock. So thanks for keeping you up. But thank you. We appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Having a good time.